We're diving into everything we know so far about Black Ops 6 Zombies DLC 4. Over the last few days, we've had multiple gameplay teasers revealing brand new secrets about the map's gameplay, but we also have tons of new leaks and rumors revolving around the entire content drop with this map. Let's not waste any more time filling you in with everything you need to know, but if you're part of the 64% who are not subscribed and want to stay up to date, then click that subscribe and bell button below so you'll never miss news as it breaks. Jumping straight in, we know officially that the final DLC map for Black Ops 6 Zombies will take place in Janus Towers, with the recent gameplay teasers confirming this, but we know from leaked voice lines that the map's name is all but officially confirmed to be called The Reckoning, launching at the start of Season 5 for Black Ops 6, which is scheduled to start around August 7th, so not long at all to wait. We know a lot about this map's contents both officially and leaks and rumors, so let's go over both now. Shown officially in the Shattered Veil's ending, we can see that the map will take place across 3 different towers, with the location of the fires being identical to what we see in the first gameplay teaser, and the interior map space that we see within the first half of Teaser 1 does bear some resemblance to this room seen in the Emergence campaign mission, with a circular logo on the ground in a similar position to the Project Janus one we see in Teaser 1. There is a chance that some of the interiors of this map could be inspired from this campaign mission, but we'll just have to wait and see. One interesting thing to take note of is in the teaser we see a zombie falling down from the ceiling, and then half an hour later, according to the body cam timer, we are now stood above that ceiling where we can see below us the hole that the zombie fell through, showing that there is a real verticality to this map, being able to play across several floors on each tower, but the teaser doesn't explain how the character got up here. There has been a lot of rumor and speculation that a grappling hook mechanic could be used in this map, as data miners recently discovered that the grappling hook was recently added in the files. The campaign mission referenced moments ago also contains a grappling hook mechanic, so unless the operator in this teaser took an elevator up to that floor, there is a chance that we could have a grappling hook mechanic in this map. In terms of other transportation, it's confirmed through the various teasers that there are going to be red fast travel portals, and in the most recent teaser we can see that there is a bigger teleporter which could be our initial entry into the map and to the towers, as the shape and size of the teleporter looks very similar to that from Firebase Z spawn room where you use the teleporter to go to the main portion of the map. It's interesting to note that just as we see this teleporter, there is a sign on the wall that labels this as Tower 1. Based on our look at the towers at the end of the Shattered Veil ending, as well as these shots from a cruise missile during the boss fight of Shattered Veil, you can see that there are 3 towers total, showing us that we are currently in Tower 1 of 3 possible towers, further implying that this could be the beginning tower and the beginning area of the map that we'll play in at the start of every game. As for other confirmed locations, the room above Teaser 1 we can see dark ether fungi and plants growing, which you normally would only see within the dark ether, which we've seen previously in the Tomb's Pack-a-Punch room, implying that parts of the dark ether have spilled out into this particular tower. And next to the plants we can see a very mysterious machine with several wires connected on either side. It's clear this machine is linked to why dark ether plants are growing in the normal world, and the machine is definitely important, considering this is another Project Janus facility with a specific idea in mind separate to the Terminus facility for experimentation and Shattered Veil for liminal spaces. This machine might be the final piece of the puzzle to explain Richtofen's overall plans with Project Janus. And I can't help looking at the aesthetic of this machine and its similarities to the original Group 935 teleporters. It would be incredible if it turned out that this is what we're seeing here and Richtofen found it in the dark ether and tried to manipulate it into some sort of dark ether teleporter. During this scene for a few frames, there is a perk machine which is spotted, which is not completely clear to see and could be the indication of a brand new perk. However, we can't say this with 100% certainty, as it is a yellow perk machine, meaning it could be Stamina Up or Double Tap or even Melee Macchiato, but according to leaks and rumors, there is the potential of 1 or 2 perks coming with this map. Within the game files right now is the potential of either Widow's Wine / Winter's Wail or Zomshell as the perk for this map. Widow's Wine was a perk first introduced in Black Ops 3 in Shadows of Evil, empowered you with 4 different effects. The first being that any zombies that hit you be trapped within webs and frozen on the spot for 20 seconds. Grenades also changed to Widow's Wine grenades, which was similar to a Semtex. Zombies encased in webbing would take up one of these grenades. You also did slightly more melee damage with the chance of the zombies being frozen as well. Winter's Wail was a reimagining of this perk in Black Ops 4 Zombies, which did basically the same thing, except you no longer got given grenades and instead would just have the frozen ability that would recharge over time. Zomshell, on the other hand, was a far less useful perk introduced in Black Ops 4's Ancient Evil, but it would grant you the chance of a small electrical orb dropping from a zombie that you take down, which would land on the ground for about 5 to 10 seconds, and any zombies that came in contact with it would be slowed down and the damage they receive would be increased. In the modifier slot, 4 had the effect of Vulture's Aid, where it allowed you to be ignored when stood in that electrical orb, which was great for Black Ops 4, but for Black Ops 6, we already have Vulture Aid, so that would be a pretty pointless upgrade that we wouldn't see. The fact that leakers aren't sure which perk we're going to be getting makes it all the more exciting for the chance of either, but Treyarch could throw us a curveball and introduce a completely different perk for DLC4 instead. So we'll just have to wait and see, but within the gameplay teaser so far, we can spot that Juggernog as a perk machine is on the map, but they are the only 2 perk machines that we can spot in the gameplay teasers. But what many of us were very surprised to see is the confirmation and reveal of a brand new enemy. Teaser 2 showed us that one part of one of the towers is going to be some sort of robot manufacturing plant, and at the end of the most recent teaser, it was revealed that we have a new enemy type, which is the return of the Panzer, but in a new version containing Klaus the robot. Now, this is really exciting for multiple reasons. The first is we're seeing the return of Klaus inside of the zombie storyline, who we last saw at the end of Mauer Totem, where he picked up a set of inversion warheads and then carried them into the Dark Aether, sacrificing himself for the good of the rest of the universe. It's confusing how Klaus is back, because obviously from what happened in the Dark Aether, he would be completely destroyed, but as we can see with his redesign in Black Ops 6 as an operator, it's clear that he suffered some severe damage from those inversion warheads, but clearly he survived. However, what might be more likely the case is that Richtofen was manufacturing an army of Klauses within this map. As in the original storyline, we learned that Elizabeth Gray is the one that created Klaus in the first place. He was designed to be a combat robot, but at the time was not capable of being out in the field. But in the lead up to the Mauer Totem map in the storyline, Richtofen actually stole Klaus and secretly reprogrammed Klaus to eliminate agents that were staying in a safe house. These agents intercepting a classified message regarding Project Janus. Richtofen has clearly demonstrated that he is able to reprogram this robot, so after the sacrifice of Klaus and Mauer Totem, Richtofen very likely went ahead and manufactured his own set of Klaus robots based on the original Klaus from Cold War. The boss that we're seeing being this new version of the Panzer with Klaus inside is rumored to be called Mecha Klaus, as it was leaked in the files for this game all the way back in November of 2024 that there was an enemy type coming called Mecha Klaus. There was a ton of speculation if the word Klaus referred to the robot Klaus, and we can now confirm that it does, with new Klaus voice lines in the teaser saying, "I intend to purge you thoroughly." Whilst this is the only gameplay shot we have of Mecha Klaus, we can see that there is some new design elements not seen on previous versions of the Panzer Soldat, with the first being that there are some sort of electrical charges on his shoulders, potentially meaning that this could be his weak spot. Unlike previous versions of the Panzers, this seems to not have a cannon or a hook. So at least from what we know so far, this will be a threat that will be a lot more close quarter combat rather than targeting you from afar and grabbing you like we've seen with previous Soldat. Teaser clip ends with Mecha Klaus punching the player, very likely to be one of his attacks, and this looks to be brutal. Always fantastic to see a brand new enemy type in an upcoming zombies map. On top of seeing Mecha Klaus officially, within the game files there is another enemy type that we haven't seen yet, which are the return of the classic Hellhounds. It was recently noticed in a bundle that the Hellhounds got a redesign from where we saw them last in Modern Warfare Zombies, showing that they weren't just simply imported in from the previous Zombies game, but were completely recreated in design. Speaking previously about that machine bringing stuff from the Dark Aether into this reality, wouldn't it be awesome if the Hellhounds were discovered in the Dark Aether and made their way into our reality, being the special round on this map, with it being the final map in this game? If the Hellhounds don't make it into this final map, then there's very likely they won't be in any Black Ops 6 Zombies maps at all. Only time will tell until we find out, but it would be great to see, as all of us are really fatigued to see Vermin and Parasite special round. Now, a really interesting mechanic to the map's gameplay is shown at the second half of Teaser 2, where the player is within this room with a death ray that seems to have its own gravitational pull. Just before the player is pulled in, we can see that the Pack-a-Punch machine is to the bottom left of this corner here. After the player is sucked into this beam and falls to the ground to look back at the other side of the room, we can see that the Pack-a-Punch machine has moved. Not only that, it appears that the Pack-a-Punch machine is floating, like as if it's just appeared in this location, is about to fully materialize and fall to that location, essentially meaning that the Pack-a-Punch machine on this map will move around the room. Either that, or there could be a mechanic where you have to build parts of the Pack-a-Punch in order to use it, and until the Pack-a-Punch is completely built, parts of it are going to be moving around the map. Unless there is a way to deactivate this gravitational pull, even if it's just temporary, it's going to be very interesting to Pack-a-Punch on this map. Now, whilst it's obviously a given we're going to have Gobblegums Gobblegum machines as well. In teaser 1, in this particular frame, you can see to the right that there is a Gobblegum machine. Now, every zombies map has its own unique wonder weapon, and this map is no exception, as all the rumors and leaked code from the game file suggest that the wonder weapon for this map is going to be a pistol wonder weapon. Up until now, we still don't know with 100% certainty what this wonder weapon is, but the most likely case for it is the return of the Cerberus wonder weapon, which we last saw in Mauer der Toten. Seeing as we have the return of Klaus in this upcoming map, and Klaus was last seen in Mauer der Toten, it's quite fitting that that map's wonder weapon might also be the main wonder weapon for the Reckoning. It can also be spotted on the wall inside of the intro cutscene for Modern Warfare Zombies, where we see the majority of our current dedicated crew dead inside of Urzikstan, showing that at some point they at least come across this wonder weapon again. In terms of narrative, it would also make a lot of sense for this wonder weapon to come back, because the Cerberus was actually Requiem's first take on their own experimental wonder weapon. And with Richtofen recreating Klaus based on Requiem's past work, who's to say that Richtofen didn't also recreate the Cerberus based on Requiem's own work? Wonder weapon was interesting because in its base form, it was a very powerful pistol which was able to shoot 2 bullets at once due to a copycat companion sphere that floated around the weapon that contained an artificial intelligence based off one of the 3 Requiem members. It could also be modified into 3 other types of weapons via mod kits that dropped from zombies, transforming it into an assault rifle, a shotgun, and a handheld cannon. Now, like I said, there isn't a 100% certainty that this will be the Cerberus. It could be a different pistol that we've seen in the past, or it could be a completely original brand new wonder weapon. However, based on Treyarch's track record so far with wonder weapons in this game, a lot of them have been reintroduced wonder weapons, so we will just have to wait and see. But let me know down below in the comment section, would you want to see the Cerberus back? Would you want to see a pistol like Alistair's Folly that we saw in Dead of the Night back instead, which would tie back to a lot of the chaos elements that we've got in this storyline right now? I would love to know your thoughts down below. But a big topic of conversation really quick is to talk about what time of day this map is going to be set. Teaser 1 starting us at 1:52 in the morning, then progressing to 2:22 a.m., then 5:15 in the morning, and then finally ending at 12:34 in the afternoon. At first, you would assume that because of this map will take place in the middle of the day. However, based on the time of day that we are in the ending of Shattered Veil, where we directly will go to the Reckoning map, bodycam seems to show the moments of the outbreak starting in the early morning, but by the time we as the characters get there, it will likely be early evening, with the potential of this map taking place at night. I doubt it will be anywhere near as late as Terminus, which will set in the middle of the night, but there is a chance that we could have a nighttime themed map here. Another really important element of the map is the characters. This is the ultimate showdown for many different characters in this storyline. First of all, the obvious being the final showdown between Richtofen and SAM, and we learned from upcoming voice lines for the grief mode on this map that this is the birthplace of SAM. It could explain some of the weird machinery that we see throughout all of the gameplay teasers. You know that after the ending of Shattered Veil, SAM is making her way back to the tower complex in an attempt to use the Sentinel artifact and Prima Materia to inhabit Samantha Maxis's body, which is currently trapped in the Dark Aether. Not only that, but there is another showdown between Dr. Panos and John Blanchard, as we learn through intel in Shattered Veil that John Blanchard is on his way to the Janus Towers to try and stop Dr. Panos. During the events of the Liberty Falls Easter egg, we learn that Dr. Panos cuts off the strike team's communication from Blanchard, leaving him in the dark on the fate of that team. During the quest, we help save Dr. Panos from the Dark Aether, but we learn moments later that he betrayed the strike team and leaves them stranded in the Dark Aether. We learn just before the events of Liberty Falls and during it that whilst Panos was trapped in the Dark Aether, he met an unknown person who he first met in his dreams. That person not only promising Panos a way out of the Dark Aether, but also power, forbidden knowledge, and a reckoning for his enemies. After proving to Panos that he could master the Dark Aether, Panos accepted the unknown person's promises, secretly becoming his shadow benefactor. It's very likely that in this map storyline, we will finally learn the identity of this unknown person. It is likely to be this shadowy figure which we saw teased to us at the end of the Modern Warfare Zombies storyline, as they were seen in the reflection of this mirror floating above the Shattered Veil mansion with a shadowy silhouette that seems very reminiscent to the Shadow Man. During the Modern Warfare Zombies finale, we learn learn that this shadowy figure could be part of a group called the Shadow Smiths, very likely tying into the storyline with Dr. Panos, as this is the person that he met whilst trapped in the Dark Aether. We even hear a quote from Dr. Panos in teaser 2 where he says, "Look at you connecting the dots all on your own," meaning that not only will we have to contend with Richtofen versus Sam, but also Dr. Panos versus Blanchard, and the release of this shadowy figure out of the Dark Aether into the real world. This being the finale of Black Ops 6 Zombies, I'm sure the ending is going to be absolutely incredible, because we already have very small details about Black Ops 7 Zombies, where it's going to be the next chapter in the Dark Aether story and will take place in the heart of the Dark Aether. So there is a chance that with the events of this map, it could open a tear into the Dark Aether or something that has our characters enter it, which is all extremely exciting. Now, in terms of other gameplay elements, let's quickly go over the rumored weapons that are going to be coming with Season 5. Now, this list is a combination of leaked and rumored weapons potentially coming, so take all of it with a grain of salt. One of the most exciting weapons returning is a return of the classic MP40, easily one of the most iconic weapons in all of Zombies, and is likely to be returning as part of the Reckoning. Within the outro for Season 4, we got to see the M249 LMG, one of the shots, which is a weapon that we haven't seen yet inside of the game, which means it's pretty likely to be coming to Season 5 as well. There's also the rumored leak of a revolver type weapon coming to the game with Season 5, as well as a multitude of melee weapons, including brass knuckles, a chainsaw melee weapon, and boxing gloves, which all sound really interesting as melee weapons in Zombies, especially when it comes to that chainsaw. It's also likely that new Gobblegums are going to be coming with this map as well, and all the way back in August in 2024, it was confirmed that Shopping Free was going to be coming at some point to Black Ops 6 Zombies after launch. We still haven't seen it, so there's every chance that this map will finally reintroduce Shopping Free into Black Ops 6 Zombies. On top of that, there are two other Gobblegums which have yet to be released but were found within the files of Black Ops 6 Zombies, which include Absolutely Over There and Power Vacuum. Power Vacuum is a fan favorite Gobblegum that we last saw in Black Ops 3 Zombies, which for several rounds allowed for significantly increased power-up spawn rate. There would be dozens of power-ups throughout a single round, which was really cool. So if that comes back, that will be great to see. In terms of the Gobblegum Absolutely Over There, it's been leaked in the game files for a few seasons now. We still haven't seen it, so we don't know for sure yet what exactly it does. My only guess is that if there is a ping on the map, you can teleport to that pinged location, which for the case of Janus Towers, if there's multiple towers that you need to teleport between, this could be a game changer to revive people that are in other towers, if that is how this Gobblegum works. And the last and final topic in this video and everything we know so far is the potential of a super Easter egg in Black Ops 6, because with this map, there are no more maps releasing in the game after this, meaning that the super Easter egg would happen now once all zombie maps in the game have released. I've discussed in full detail videos the idea of super Easter eggs with suggestions on what Treyarch could bring, with my own super Easter egg reward menu concept being for free door buys, golden armor plate on every map, a million XP, as well as starting each match with a perkaholic, and all wonder weapons being available on every map. Now, the likelihood of any of these rewards actually happening in the game are fairly slim. However, it was noticed in a bundle back in June for a Wonder Wafer skin that it was shown off on the map Liberty Falls, where that map does not have the Wonder Wafer on, potentially meaning that at some point we will be able to use the Wonder Wafer on every map and could be part of the super Easter egg reward. I'd love to know down below in the comment section what ideas you have as good super Easter egg rewards that you would like to see. It's been known publicly on Twitter since 2022 that Kevin Drew aimed to one-up previous super Easter egg rewards in Treyarch games due to the response of Infinite Warfare's super Easter egg. I've seen some other people also speculate that we might not even see the super Easter egg rewards until Season 5 Reloaded, or even Season 6, as a way to sort of prolong that journey so that more players can have every Easter egg done in order to get the rewards, and it also gives us some new content on a new season, because it's very likely that Season 6 would drop just before the release of Black Ops 7. If we obviously aren't getting any more Zombies maps in Black Ops 6, then adding that properly in a later date might be a good way to offer some new content, but that is just my opinion. But that rounds up absolutely everything we know so far about DLC4 ahead of the full reveal and marketing. At the moment, we have new teasers, the official reveal, trailers, and everything else in between. I'll be covering it here on the channel. Make sure to subscribe with the bell tick so you don't miss out on any of that. Just as a heads up, I will be away from home between now and the 1st of August, as I'll be in Los Angeles attending the Battlefield 6 multiplayer reveal, where I'll have a ton of gameplay and live streams from that event here on the channel. So any new teasers teasers or marketing I'll be covering remotely from my laptop. We'll aim to still have them uploaded in the same quality and the same fashion and speed that you're used to. Thank you everyone so much for all the support on the recent videos covering all of the teasers. There's going to be a massive August with the release of this map, and then the Black Ops 7 a few weeks after, but it should be very exciting times for us zombies fans. If you're excited and want to check out even more zombies, then why not click this video that's appearing on your screen right now, where if you click it, I'll be with you in just a moment.